everyone. If you love combat sports, especially Kyokushin, make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe button to the Drewsperience. We're growing. We're at 430 subscribers as of today. Couldn't have done it without everyone in Kyokushin. It's on YouTube, Spotify, all other platforms. Make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to grow it, trying to be the North American voice for Kyokushin. So make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe. And if you love martial arts, make sure to check out One Kyokushin and follow the guests today as they will say their platforms, because today it's the summer special. Normally I take summer off, but I had to make an exception for these three because there's so much going on right now in the world of karate. It's like the meme, I'm not going to swear, there's a meme of a cat going, what the explicit is this, what the explicit is that. That's how I feel with all the news. And there's going to be more of that today with what the guest has to say. So I'm joined today first by Renshi Shihan and branch chief of, did I get it right, the Americas, like Shihan Tom? Because I know you have like some prestigious title.
No, well, Shihan Hamid is the senior.
Senior?
He's Shihan Hamid is Kyoshi. Yeah, he's Kyoshi Shihan International Chairman and Chairman All Americas. I'm Kyoshi Shihan, Vice Chairman All Americas, and then we have Shihan Mauricio, who's a Latin America in charge of Latin America down there. So the three of us sort of handle all of the All Americas, Latin America, North America.
This is a big deal, and they're a part of Royama Organization known as Kyokushinkan. They're all very influential people, especially Tom, who I like to call a man of Renaissance, who tries new stuff. He's a successful entrepreneur, successful. Just look up Tom Callahan with Indie Radio. Make sure to follow it if you're an up and coming musician. He will take care of you. If you're in Latin America, make sure to check out Shihan Mauricio's dojo. He's changing lives in Costa Rica, and he's a pilot, so make sure to support him. And then you have, if you're looking to take up karate in Vancouver, make sure to check out Shihan Hamid's school. And Shihan Hamid is an excellent person. He's a devoted father and a successful businessman himself, if you ever want to learn stuff. So make sure to follow them, because I'm joined by three today, not one, not two, but three Shihans. This is the first time in Drewsperience history. So guys, welcome back to the show, and it's great to have you all. I know it's a big intro, but I have too much to say.
Well, we're happy to be here.
Thank you for the invite, and thank you for arranging this meeting, Tom Shihan. Appreciate that. Yeah, things to talk about. This year is a big year for us. We have a huge tournament for first time for all America, for America continent, I would say, Latin, South, Latin America, North America. So we're gonna have it in Costa Rica. Mauricio Shihan hosting this tournament. We're gonna talk about that, and also a big news in. It's a privilege for Kyokushinkan. We are invited by Black Belt magazine to be Kaicho. They selected Kaicho Royama as their honorary guest. Tom Shihan is going to give us details, and yeah, so all ears, Tom Shihan. Go ahead.
No, I appreciate Drew having us, and I appreciate what you're doing for the Kyokushin community, regardless of organizations. We all have belong to different organizations. The three of us, of course, belong to Kyokushinkan with Kaicho Royama and Kancho Okazaki. But it's funny when we're all broken up in different organizations. The beautiful thing is we're all still friends, and we all still train with one another. And I know that's a big part of what you're trying to do, Drew, with this podcast, is to continue to bring people together. And I'm with a lot of other people around the world that are doing the same thing. So again, despite our organizational political differences, the training remains the same, and the camaraderie and friendship and the Budo spirit remains the same. So that's a beautiful thing.
It's very true you say that, because honestly, I mean, I was in Japan, as you know, last December. You guys are all aware. You probably saw my photos. I'm not sorry to anyone that saw my constant photos and repost the photos, because that's just what I do, and I love Japan. And I saw people come up to me from other orgs, and they're like, yeah, like, I've seen your show. I go, oh, you're the guy. And then when I met Lechi Kurbanov as my Facebook profile, that's when you're doing something right. And then the next thing you know, like, it's like his guys start telling you, hey, we've seen your page and we really like it. So that's Yeah, it means that's like the greatest gift reward of all of this. That's what I love about it. So it keeps me going. Or even just the regular practitioner that says, "Hey, I watch your show and I really like it. Any advice from me if I start this?" And I say, "Yeah, just record. You don't need the best software, just record. You do it, everyone will follow."
Yeah, that's good. And you always ask good questions. But I'm happy to be here with Shihans Hamid, who's been incredibly supportive of me over the last since 2008. And of course, Shihan Mauricio, he and I are like brothers too.
Like
so
this, it's like this.
yeah, we all three of us are actually. So it's really nice to be on the podcast. But one of the first things I wanted to do is really promote what Shihan Mauricio is hosting in November, and I'm going to let obviously Shihan Mauricio discuss this, but I thought this was one of the better ways to get the word out to everyone around North America, Latin America, and in the world, because it's open to everybody. But Shihan Mauricio, if you want to sort of say what you're doing and what we're all doing with Kyokushinkan for this first All Americas tournament in Costa Rica.
Oh, thank you, Shihan, for your explanation, and thank you, Andrew, for having us again. And I'm really excited about this. Yeah, so yeah, we're hosting this really nice tournament in November, of course, with all the support of Shihan Hamid and Shihan Tom. Every time I'm never like easy, like we say in Costa Rica, tranquilo, like. I just do something and just I'm starting thinking about the new thing that is coming. So I see that in Europe, Russia, Kazakhstan, there's a huge Kyokushin community, right? And they're winning tournaments, and their karate level could be like on the fighter thing, on the fighter scene, because we see karate as a Budo karate, like a way of life. That's how we see it. And that's why we follow Royama Kaicho, but we cannot oversee the part of having the sport karate and the sport sector. So I see that I want to raise the level of the karate in Latin America. We used to have world champions in Brazil with the Brazilians. We won the first in world championship non-Japanese. It was Francisco Filho who did that. So I see that motivates like to have a big tournament, and we need to do this in America again. That's one of my main goals. So Costa Rica is very well located because geographically we're in the middle of the continent. Okay, so South Americans can travel really easy as well as North American, and we are very well connected. It's the most connected airport in the region. Okay, since we have flights direct from Switzerland, from Spain, from France, from Holland, from Canada, from every major city in the States, New York, Chicago, California, Vegas,
Houston,
Texas, Denver, and also direct flights from Central America. We have Kyokushin is growing in Central America. Sensei Tulio in Honduras is doing a great job and has lots of students, and we are just 1 hour away from them. And we are just opening a new branch in El Salvador. Also, Panama is getting active again. So people from every country, it's one flight to Costa Rica. So in order to do that, Royama Kaicho is supporting us a lot on this. So he wants to be here, and he is making a lot of exceptions for us, like a lot of support. And he's making a big effort to be here on the tournament so people will come. So fighting in front of Kaicho Royama is something that any fighter will take very seriously, to give their best to fight in front of Kaicho, right? To give their best and get to expose their karate in front of Kaicho. So yeah, we're really excited. We went to Ohio when was this, Shihan Tom? Like March?
Beginning of
went
March.
in March. We met Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Shihan Tom organized all of this. But as I was telling to Shihan Tom, one of the best things that we got from the trip is that we got into we get to know this person called Moshe, who he owns this state-of-the-art platform to host on tournaments. And I used to everything on Excel sheets and paperwork, and it was a lot of work. But right now, this is going to be like a state-of-the-art tournament with technology. And when you see it broadcast in YouTube live, it's like seeing like ESPN. It will be amazing. So this make a higher level of professionalism to the tournament that is never seen before. And we're really excited about. We have created a team of people that is helping me a lot. And of course, we're not doing this just in a team here in Costa Rica. We're in constant communication with the leaders in the South America and with the leaders in North America as a complete team that is hosting this tournament. Hopefully, it can be repeated every once in a while to make Kyokushin go back strong. Yeah.
And we haven't mentioned the date yet, but it's November 9th, correct?
November 9th is confirmed.
Yeah. And Mauricio is alluding to Moshe, who owns Juventex, which is that platform. He does hundreds of these things, including the AAU, the Amateur Athletic Union. And I did an event with him in Las Vegas not long ago. And the technology which Mauricio just mentioned is amazing. And everything's you can see everything in real time, not just live streaming, which is great, but all the brackets and the scoring and everything's digital and it's on big TV screens, and it's just really the way to go. I think a lot of Kyokushin tournaments have been sort of lacking in the technical thing. So we're bringing this much more current. And when people come in and see the level of professionalism with this tournament in Costa Rica, I think they're going to be extremely impressed. And again, like Mauricio, another alluded to about Kaicho going to be there. And it's going to be very, very high end. So if you want to participate in an All Americas tournament, regardless of organization, November 9th in Costa Rica is going to be the place to come. And we're going to be sending out more and more details on it. Mauricio, do you want to talk about that, hotels or the area or anything like that? Or
Yes. Let me see if I can share my screen. I don't know. How can I do that, Drew? Can I?
I think you could. I mean, there should be an option that says share screen, or
but you're going to have to allow him in the security, I think.
let me just see here.
And if not, we can always just send it out Facebook.
Yeah, I think Facebook would be better because I'm not the best. But I do have something to say that I like everything you said, Mauricio, was very first a comment I'm going to say, then I have a question that's going to be related to both Shihan Hamid and Tom here for their expertise. First, I agree with it. I think it's amazing. We have to find a way to modernize Kyokushin, especially. Yes, it's important to keep tradition, but I was talking to this with my organization. For you guys know, I'm with the Nakamura. That's who I'm with. And I was talking with Dayo Masanaga. That's our organization's president. And I was in Japan. They did like the light show they did was amazing. It was really like state of the art too. And I said, you got to bring that K1 element, that like Pride FC, like where they were making this everyone feel special. So we're trying to do that. It's great to see you guys trying to do that in your own way, especially with the software. Because I was at the Degeki tournament back in May that Shihan Moji went to, and while this tournament was a success, it was the first time they were using like some sort of software in order to like do the brackets, and it did help. So that's gonna be good because Excel paper, you're gonna lose your mind after a while.
I know.
My question is this now. So you have a lot of support, not just in South America, not just with Kaicho, but Shihan Tom and Shihan Hamid. Because you guys are in North America, are we also are you guys talking with like other contacts, like say Sensei Slavi, who's known for his competitions, and Shihan Rene Cruza, who's the brains behind Ring Wars? Are they also going to be helping with this too, with their expertise and knowledge?
Well, I just want to mention that we welcome anyone. Well, these people you mentioned, they are part of our group. Of course, we get help from whoever is willing to contribute their help, and it is open for everyone. And even from other organizations, if they have any recommendation, any suggestion, we are happy to hear that. And yes, of course, we are doing the core preparation for the tournament, but we are contact with our branch chiefs, like Canadian branch chiefs and American branch chiefs. And yes, we get, like, for example, I have a few recommendations. I want to talk to Mauricio Shihan and Tom Shihan about it to adjust those details about the tournament, because it's just released, the details released a week ago. So yes, we get help from whoever is willing to help us or suggest us. We take their advice, and yeah, we are open.
Amazing.
I want to mention something because I was asked, and aside from one, Mauricio Shihan explained about the location, because I was asked that why Costa Rica and not in Canada or United States, because it's more it's convenient, bigger, maybe more opportunity for more participants. But I correct them, and I want to explain it here too. As Mauricio Shihan mentioned, Costa Rica is a central, and it's easy to travel for everybody, especially for South America. South American countries, if they want to travel to United States or Canada, it's difficult for them. First, getting visa is difficult. Second, it's expensive for them to travel to North America. So Costa Rica is the best place for them. Easily they can travel, cheaper for them, and also is a tourist destination for North American people too. Like November, they love, I have students, they just want to come, parents, they want to come, just, they booked it already, they paid, they got their ticket for 1 week, they want to go for tour and then participate, their children, they want to participate in tournaments. So Costa Rica is good location, accessible for every country, and it's cheaper to travel. And I really want to thank Mauricio Shihan for hosting, because I know it's not easy, it's difficult. Yeah.
It's difficult, and of course, having Kaicho in front, seeing every detail of the tournament gives this extra pressure to commit to an excellent tournament. Okay, that's what I want to highlight, to commit to an excellent tournament. So yeah, we're really excited. And also, as Shihan Hamid was saying, we're planning to host online seminars for the referee, because the referee is going to be, we want to achieve the best referee and be as fair as possible and be as good as possible. So yeah, like when saying that from other, like Shihan, Rene, and Sensei Slavi. So if any other Kyokushinkan Sensei Shihan is coming, we're going to have a spot for them, and having a referee seminar online and in here to have the best referee experience.
Mauricio, let me ask you, Shihan, about this, because obviously it's a great idea, and I'm asking this for the benefit of the people that are watching this now. Are other organizations allowed to be a referee, and can they take this seminar as well for refereeing, or is it just going to be Kyokushinkan only referees?
We need help because we need, like, there are 2 tatamis as far as I know, and then we need like at least for a team of judging. So
8.
We can, at least
10.
4. No, 4 teams. That means
4 teams, right? Exactly. Yeah.
Even 6 teams would be perfect, because we have to rotate them. They're gonna get tired. We have to rotate them. Anyway, at least 4. So we need help for officiating.
Referees.
So that's why we planning to have online coordination, officiating seminar, and in person. So as long as those referees from other groups, they adjust their judging with our rules, which is very similar, everyone's similar, is nothing, it's just a little bit changes, and we're fine. And we're happy to use them as officiating as a Shushin, Fukushin, and I use their expertise, of course. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, that's amazing. No, it's really good to see that you are willing to help, because it's the same thing with us. Like, I mean, when we did the Gold Cup with Shihan Dominic Ohan, like, we had other refs from other organizations there too. Yes, like Shihan Pierre has his refs too, because like Shihan Pierre is world renowned for his reffing, but we still had help from others. So I think that's important because the end of the day, it's like it's like you want to work with them, and then they feel they're included, and then everybody's happy, and that's a successful tournament.
I've reffed for Shin Kyokushin, I've reffed for the AAU, and again, like Hamid Shihan said, you know, there's with the AAU, it's quite different, but within our own Kyokushin world, it's almost identical, except maybe, you know, how we do a Chewy maybe or whatever. There's maybe some minor differences, but essentially it's the same.
Yeah. Very true. So this tournament's going to be on November 9th. It's a big one. Like I've seen it, like the syllabus for it looks so well done. Whoever did the graphic design, wow, very professional. So I got to give kudos to that there, Shihan, Mauricio.
Like I'm going to tell you, like, you know, the successful of any organization needs their people, right? And it's a great, it's the main job of a leader to find people that are great on each of the topics. So we manage this tournament, and we have a board of directors for the tournament. So we have a finance, marketing, and it happens to be that the marketing leader owns one of the biggest publicity agencies in Costa Rica. So yeah, we have a state of the art in everything, and a really good team of people.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And, you know, obviously Khan is like expanding too now. Like I saw, like there's some new members. We got like Sensei Sophia Miyamoto. We had a few others. So Tom, Shihan Tom, I know you've been expanding with that. So I have to ask, a lot's happened with Khan since 2023. So what's the outlook right now with the goal for 2024? Just for 2024, because, you know, then 2025 comes. So yeah, with all that's happened since 2023.
Well, I can speak a little bit to it, and then Shihan Hamid, as well as Shihan Hamid is the international chairman. So, yeah, Kaicho, as you see, and most people can see, hasn't slowed down at all. I think he's 76 years old now, and he's just he's stronger than ever. He's got tons of energy. He's all over the world constantly, and he gets energized by this, by teaching. His teaching energizes him, and what I've noticed over the last few years, when Kancho Okazaki took over as Kancho and Kaicho became chairman and Kaicho became Kaicho, I've noticed a big switch and change in how the teaching has actually been done. We're doing a lot more application of street fighting, based on Kancho Okazaki's kata understanding, and he's applying it more to the street and refining things. He's going back a lot to the traditional element of the kata, where it originated from, whether it's shitaru or shurinte, whatever it is. And then we're really applying it to the street. And of course, Kaicho now, in his teaching, I've noticed, is much more fight oriented and not tournament necessarily fight oriented, but practical applications, which I think is lacking in Kyokushin a lot. And the way I try to emulate that in my own teaching is how is this stuff used in the street, and how is it modified from how we're doing the kihon or the kata, and how is it modified to be applicable in the street. And I think Khan, over the last few years especially, has really focused on that. And I think that just has to do with the incredible knowledge that Kancho Okazaki and Kaicho Royama have over the many, many years of their training. And they have not waned at all in their enthusiasm of teaching, in their thirst for knowledge. And that's infectious. I mean, I know when I go to Japan or I take any of their seminars, I come away with so much more enthusiasm for my own personal training. And then, of course, trying to translate that to my own students in my own seminars. And I think that this is something that I think it's lacking. I mean, I'm not disparaging all Kyokushin is great, but I think this is a special thing that we do in Khan, is that we're constantly being challenged to learn, and we don't get complacent. And that comes down directly from the top. And then it filters down to people like Shihan Hamid and myself, Mauricio Shihan and Renee and Savi and Caillou and all these other people that are dedicated to Khan. And we always, if one of us gets a little complacent, we kick each other in the ass a little bit and boost each other's enthusiasm. Like, come on, let's go. And it's a real family that way. And that, again, comes down from the top with Kaicho, creating this family of inspiration and encouraging one another to be the best that we can be. And that requires effort. And a lot of people don't like to put effort in. It requires effort. And that's, everyone's got different time constraints, work, family, etc. But I think with the people under Kaicho, we're very much encouraged to put the effort in and reach our own personal potential. And if we can do that, then we can become better teachers and transmit our knowledge coming down from Kaicho and Kancho. So the next generation coming up is not like this. So we want to keep the quality of Kyokushin as high as possible.
That makes sense.
Right. Yeah. So I just want to add to this that, as Tom Shihan mentioned, it's in Kyokushin we experience so much focus on tournaments and not really Budo Karate. What Kaicho is emphasizing a lot, any seminar he goes, like he just came back from Bulgaria. He was in Turkey, then Bulgaria. He's going to next month, August, Korea, then goes to Romania. And Romania, we have actually, by the way, big tournament. It's like a board tournament, very huge tournament. Then we have in Costa Rica. This is the plan for year in response to your question. So what he emphasizes on Budo, we call it Budo Karate. He wants to tell everyone that how this movement, this particular movement, for example, in a kata, this application, it works for the real life. Like is when you go to tournament, you're not allowed to punch in the face, right? So if you do, you're out. So what if on the street, when you face someone, the first target is in your face. They come into your face. So you have to be prepared for that. So they prepare you for, he always says something that, okay, this is your life your life is on the line. Be careful, do this. You should be quick. You should be this way. Your body movement has to be this way to protect you. So he's working on this part a lot. And of course, sports karate, tournament style karate is very important. And I have to say that karate evolved because of the tournaments. Funakoshi Sensei, almost 100 years ago, put tournament karate, sports karate in place. And that's how it evolved, really. Because for centuries, karate was around, but not doing tournaments. They're doing for self-defense, Budo, and way of life. And when start doing sports karate, so it evolved, and we see it now, as you see how it's improved, karate in general. So, but Kaicho is emphasizing on that aspect, that how to use it to day-to-day life to protect yourself. And that's why we put Shinken Shubu training in place. Shinken Shubu training means face punch, like no limitation. You can punch to the face, you can grab the person. So this Shinken Shubu training, Kyokushinkan put in the agenda, and we were told to practice that. And whenever we go to Japan, we do that. And to get ready, when we work with the students and we prepare them for tournament, what if something happened to you in your real life on the street? So you have to be prepared for that one too. So this is the emphasized part, focus part from Kaicho to any seminar he goes. So I just want to mention that.
That's amazing. It's like it seems like too, like you guys were in Kazakhstan last year too in November. That must have been quite an event. And Kazakhstan, they're one of the best nations in terms of karate. What was that tournament for? Was that like an East Asia tournament?
World tournament. It was world tournament. It was huge. It was Kazakhstan has a very, very good fighters. Yeah, it was world tournament. And by the way, we have, I can say about 18 months from now, next year, November, a huge Kyokushinkan World Tournament in Japan. So they're preparing this. Yeah, we're gonna have a huge one in
2025.
2025 around November, fall. But November is not confirmed, but fall for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that for us too. Like this year is like I mean, look, this is like the first Nakamura World Tournament they're doing in September. I mean, I'm not sure if any con schools are going to be there. I mean, I know everybody's welcome pretty much, but I mean, I'm not going because the timing didn't work out because I went last December, and if it was in December, I would have gone, or November. But when it's in September, it's 9 months. I don't have time to prepare. So I was like, yeah, I'll go next year. Even though it's the first World Tournament, I'll go to the second one maybe. But I do Japan every 2 years. That's my prerogative with traveling there.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, we'll help promote that as well to make sure some of the con people are aware of it. I'm sure they are if they're in Japan, but we'll make sure that some of the other con people that we're in touch with constantly know about that tournament as well.
Yeah,
if you can give me some details on that, we'll share it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's IKO Nakamura World Tournament. I'll post it on Facebook. I'll tag you in, and you could share. I believe it's open to all. But yeah, no, as I said, we want to work together with everybody too. I mean, that's how it is, and it's nice to see because I think with technology now, and as you see, like all these European tournaments, I think it's very important that, like as you said, to keep that camaraderie and the respect, at least, because it's like we throw the kick the same way. Maybe there might be a little variance to it, but end of the day, we still do Kyokushin no matter the kanji, right?
Yeah, and like Hamid Shihan just mentioned, I think is the overarching focus on what we do is the Budo part, the Budo aspect of the karate, which is, as you mentioned earlier, Drew, is the lifestyle, the way you comport yourself, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak with people, the way you, live your life. And so it's not just a sport. We do it a few days a week. It's nothing like that. The other thing I wanted to mention, which is really exciting for us, and I just wanted to say it here, is that, I'm doing a little work with Black Belt Magazine now myself. Ended up met the publisher happenstance, and he is next world champion several times over in the Taekwondo point system. But this is years ago when I say point system, it was full contact back then, Taekwondo. So he's quite an accomplished martial artist himself, but he owns a bunch of businesses. He bought Black Belt last July. And what he's doing, his name is George Chung. And what he's doing is he's digitized everything from the history, 60 years of Black Belt. And he's really refocusing Black Belt now on a lot more traditional. He's going to have the MMA because he has to, UFC, things like that. But he's also going to go back and really refocus on serious Budo karate. And he wanted to talk with me about Kyokushin. And we started talking, this is several months ago. And the conversation ended up with, living legends and who's who and all those kinds of things. And he was blown away by Kaicho, and he said, I'm going to be having the first Black Belt Hall of Fame next October. They're going to induct people like, I think there's a lot of celebrities in there too, but like big ones, people like that.
Michael Jai White.
I don't know if he's going in this year. He's going to be there though, but I can't really announce who's in there. The announcement's going to, because I know you're not going to actually. I think the announcement's coming July 10th, and I know this isn't going to go out for a while, but I'll just let that speak for itself. But obviously, they're inducting Kaicho Royama into the Black Belt Hall of Fame in October. It's going to be in Los Angeles. It's a big deal. Dolph Lundgren is going to, your buddy Dolph, is going to be is going to be there and going to be inducting Kaicho as well. And Dolph's going to be on the cover of the magazine that October, because that's going to be the big coming out party for Black Belt in October. And Dolph's in the cover. We just shot all the pictures for him. Amazing. I can see your smile. I've seen all the photos. I can't share them with you.
I know, but I'm going to shoot my shot here and ask if I can get an autographed copy with Dolph saying, keep up the great work. Because Dolph is,
of course.
First of all, Dolph is the reason I got into Kyokushin, because like, I mean, back in when I was 15, you know, I'm not gonna give my life story here, but like 15, high school, picked on, watched Rocky 4, then I started looking up Dolph Lundgren, and I was like, oh, Kyokushin karate, and I was like, I'll never do it. Then I got into it, then I saw he did it, so yeah, he's really like the main reason why like I got into Kyokushin, and that's why. And how is he, by the way, since everything? Like,
He's really healthy, just shooting a movie. But you know, Dolph and I obviously are friendly and everything, but he's a huge fan of Kaicho. So when we were doing the photo shoot and for Black Belt Magazine, he was just talking. I mean, this is after we already decided that Kaicho would go into the Hall of Fame. That he says he wanted to help present this because he's such a fan of Royama Kaicho. So it's all going to be fun. Mauricio Shihan will be there. Hamid Shihan will be there. And whoever wants to come, it's invite only. So, but we have unlimited sort of invite. So it's going to be a really great thing. Kaicho's very excited, and he deserves it. You know, no one in the Hall of Fames, these Hall of Fames, there's no real Kyokushin traditional serious people that are in there. And so he's going to be the first one. I'm pretty excited about it. And I know we all are.
I think it's very important because obviously, you know, with black belt and everything you're saying on there, and first of all, kudos to you for like by happenstance. I mean, I had to say, like, I want to say it in front of, I said that's amazing in our text message, but I want to say it kudos. Actually, what I really feel is congratulations. This is amazing, even though it's happenstance. It's great for Kyokushin because at the end of the day, when you look at Black Belt Magazine, I've looked at past issues. There's really barely, if any, info on Kyokushin. Maybe like one or two things. But this is like the start, like you planted that seed, whether it's Kaicho, whether it would have been Midori, but more, it's just, we have someone in there. That's the most important. And my philosophy is plant that first seed and others will follow, and don't complain. We need to get that first seed in there.
And right now we're talking about having him on the cover, Kaicho on the cover in December issue, which would be amazing. So we're still working on that. But anyway, you know, these things change, things evolve, but right now we're just, I know George is really reinventing black belt because it was the premier thing and it sort of went away for a while. So he's bringing it back to its glory days. And hopefully, if you guys are all out there, you can download the app and start following Black Belt Magazine on the app. And there's going to be hard copies, of course, too. But
I think digital is the way to go, probably.
Yeah, of course, it's going to. I just wanted to put that plug in there for George because he's been so good to our organization over the last month or so. And anyway,
you know me, I'm cool with plugs at all. As long as they're doing good for martial arts, especially Kyokushin, I can never say no. So that's how I roll.
Yeah, I just want to mention that this is it's going to be Kaicho Royama on that magazine, but this is to me is promoting Kyokushin karate.
Exactly.
It's all doesn't matter which style style we are, like Nakamura Kyokushin,
political,
Kyokushin, and but in general is going to be, it's not promoting only Khan. It's not Khan. It's because everyone knows Kaicho Royama. He is the first student of Sosai, and I'm sure he's gonna say that, and is towards acknowledging Kyokushin karate, whoever practicing Kyokushin karate, and it's a big achievement for all of us. And I really want to thank Tom Shihan to coordinate everything, and with his relation, with friendship with the new owner of Black Belt Magazine, coordinating this and doing for all of us. I really want to appreciate you, Tom Shihan. It's
great, much appreciated. Like really, like.
Happy that we have like Tom Shihan, we have Mauricio Shihan in Latin America. These are really great assets for Kyokushin in general, and especially for Khan organization. They're doing great job. I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And the nice thing, like Drew, you always say this, and it's really true, that we can pick any organization, whether it's Sensei Louis and Shin Kyokushin or Pierre's, Shihan and Nakamura, or any of these other people that are running organizations. We're all friendly.
Yeah.
Really all friendly. And we all share the same ethos and the same philosophy. And so it's, you know, when some people come and they say, oh, you know, it's too bad what happened politically. It's like, it doesn't bother me anymore. It's not too bad. People have their own businesses. It's okay. as long as we share the same philosophy and the same ethos and the same heart, kokoro, and the same Buddha philosophy. So, and we do. And so when we get together, we don't see organizations; we just see each other. And I think it's a reflection and a result of, people from One Kyokushin in Australia, people like you, and there's a whole handful of people that really share the same sentiment. And I think the more we talk about it, and the more shows like you have, and the more that we get together, and hopefully other organizations will join us in November, and then hopefully some of the people can go to your tournament and Nakamura's tournament, and we keep doing this, and over time, those political organizations, the borders seem to kind of fade away a little bit.
Yeah.
I always say an example to those people. They say, "Oh, it's so bad that now there's so many Kyokushin." I said, "Okay, imagine this. Imagine a family of 5, 6. Old days, they were like a few, 3 brothers, 2 sisters, and big families. Imagine when father passed away, and these brothers and sisters growing up. Of course, they're going to their own life, right? But they're not enemy of each other."
Right.
Father is no longer exists, but the brothers, the sisters, they have their own life. But whenever happen, they have to get together. They get together, and they are friends. Same as this. Or Sosai Oyama passed away, and of course, it's normal. It happens to Shitoryo. It happened to Shotokan, Goju-ryo. I know they separated, and so Sosai Oyama passed away long ago, and then the students, his students, original students, each they have their own way. So they have their own idea, their own organization, their own
family. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like their own family, right? So
yeah.
But you have no problem with other, like a real family that siblings are apart, maybe different cities, but they are family at the end of the day. They are family. They are part of one group, and we are part of Kyokushin. And we love each other, and we should support each other.
I agree. Like, I just want to say from my eyes, like that's happened in Japan. Like, for example, we did the Nakamura tournament, and you're thinking, okay, well, there's IKO Nakamura Canada, there's IKO Nakamura USA, but actually, what was very interesting, what Daio and Sosui Nakamura did was they had other countries from other organizations. So I'm not sure, like, I mean, from the Netherlands, we had Kaicho Gerard Gordo. This is where I need to say this story like as if I'm a kid in a candy shop. This was like crazy because I've always wanted to talk to Kaicho Gerard Gordo. He was like he fought in '87, and then he fought in the first ever UFC and the first ever fight under Savat. So he was the representative for the Netherlands, but he came as his organization, and then Lechi Kurbanov came as Russia, but it was under Akhmat It was under Akhmat Russia Chechnya Republic, and like you said, Shihan Hamid, it was like you said, it's not about the organization. It's like the siblings. And at the Sayonara party, when Kaicho Gerard showed Kancho, I'm sorry if they sound alike. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry. It's so much to remember. I'm sorry. But Kancho Gerard shows up, and Sosui Makoto goes, "Gerard," in his big accent, and hugs him. And then he sees Lechi. He goes, "Oh, Lechi," and starts bear hugging him. And it was like, it was nice to see, like, even though you said they might be in a different city, different point, but it's still karate. We still love each other. It doesn't matter.
Right.
I think it's because we've all gone through the same hardships to get where we're at. And there's a commonality. I think it's not too dissimilar from people in the Marines. A Marine meets another Marine. They know what they had to go through, or a SEAL, a team, or something. I mean, not to equate what we do to that, but it's similar in terms of camaraderie and understanding what each other has gone through to get to where we are. And so those political lines fade away. And I have never heard it said quite like that, Shihan Hamid. So that was really a nice metaphor, the way to put it. So I'm going to borrow that when someone asks me.
Same. I'm going to have to I'm making a reel of this, and it's going to make him really, hey, Shihan Hamid has a very good point here. But no, I just got to add to that story of Kancho Gerard, and one of the nicest guys ever. Like, I mean, this guy fought in the first ever UFC. Very unfiltered, I have to say, but good heart. He's a salt of the earth guy. Took time to talk to me. and his team was amazing. And that's what I love about Kyokushin. Like, because they could have said, "Hey, we're focused here," but everyone just was so amazing, and that's when it really opened my mind up and to say, okay, there's a lot of countries here, and this is a very rich community you have, no matter the organization. So that's why I took it upon myself to to be like the statesman of Kyokushin. I mean, it's a very big task. It's a very big title to proclaim, but I have to conduct myself. Like, I can never swear. I can never, like, around kids, I have to conduct maturely. If a kid comes up to me like saying, "Hey, I see your show," I'm going to take the time to talk to them. Even if I'm eating lunch, they could come up to me. It's like, I'm like, all right. Like, I mean, I'm just like you. I'm not anybody special. Like, I just do what I do. Like, I'm just trying to put a voice. And like I said, hey, maybe if anything, you'll do what I do and you'll do it even better. And that's what I want. I'm not going to ever say, "Oh, he's taking something from you." No, I start it and someone else will improve it. That's how it needs to be. And then it's not going anywhere what I did. So that's how I look at it. I give what I can.
Oh, we appreciate it too.
And so, Shihan Tom, I have to ask about the Arnold Cup. Arnold's not Arnold. The Arnold, Arnold. What is it again? I can't remember the name of it.
What is it, Shihan, Mauricio? What was the Arnold Classic?
Classic. That's it.
Arnold Classic.
Yeah. I was invited to put together some instructors to do it last year. I don't know if I'll do it next year, but Shihan Mauricio came with me, and we had Shihan Lesla Samatelski from Chicago, from KWF. We had Randolph James, who's a great guy. I was a little intimidated by him. Big dude, strong as hell, and his history. So we had a really good time, and again, it goes back to what we just said. We all had dinner together. We all took a couple of hours each, but we trained with each other. So when I was teaching, Shihan Lesla was training. When Lesla was teaching, or Randolph, I was training. Shihan Mauricio was training. So we did each other. So we realized, everyone kind of has a little different teaching style, of course, based on their strengths and what they're interested in, and what their philosophy is. But the overarching teaching, it was very similar, but different techniques for different situations. But I always pick things up when I learn, whenever I'm training with Hamid or training with Lesla or Randolph or whomever. You always pick up things, and then you kind of absorb it, and sometimes you don't even know you're absorbing it. And then when I'm teaching, sometimes I'll do the stuff and I go, "Oh, right, I picked it up from Samatelski. That's right. Or I picked that," Yeah. But that's what's beautiful about an art. A guitar player, a musician is going to pick up things from different songs, different artists, and you sort of incorporate them into your own teaching. And that's the way, at least that's the way I do it. And then when you do that, you realize that there's such a wide breadth of knowledge to be learned. And that's why it takes long. When younger students say to me, like, "Oh, you do this, you do that," I said, "Well, it takes a long time to be good. It just takes a long time because there's so much knowledge to be absorbed, and you can't just learn it in 4 years and get your show done. It just takes so long." And I think we all have the same philosophy about the white belt mentality. You hear that a lot, but it's not just a meme. It's the truth. I mean, when I go train with Kanchil and Kaichil and Shihan Hamid and Dana Shafar and these kind of people, and Danito, I always feel like, oh man, I had to get home and practice. I got to go put some more time in, So.
And also Senpai Nelson and Sensei Bob, I think, or
Yeah. Well, Rocky's one of my students. Yeah, Rocky. Yeah.
That's Nelson, right?
Yes, Nelson.
Okay, goes by Rocky. Okay, sorry, Rocky, but
he goes by Nelson.
Yeah,
and Sensei Bob, and chorus. We have all kinds of people, that are really, really work hard and train hard. And Mauricio mentioned Tulio down in Honduras, and Mauricio developed Sensei Tulio from a white belt, and now he's doing great. I mean, so this is the evolution, and you have to honor your rank, honor your teaching, because you're going to be teaching other people that are going to come up. And if you don't teach properly, it waters down the art form. And then over time, you go to dojos that haven't been taught properly. You go, "Wow, that looks so sloppy. That just is not accurate, sloppy," because the teaching hasn't been proper. So we have a responsibility as teachers to be as good as we can be, because we have to pass that knowledge on accurately.
not only that, like, here's something too. I got to give a shout out to Khan here because you guys have. So I'm sure you remember Sensei. Now he's a sensei with under Shihan Pierre, Sensei Sebastian Cans. He was with the Khan for a bit, and he was talking about we had to do the bow class, and he was mentioning how he learned the bow kata from one of Khan's, I think Shihan's or senseis. I don't know the name. He said I don't remember the name, but it was a Japanese one, and the way he did the bow kata is like it's art, like it's really art, and this is what we want the bow kata to be like with when you're learning it, if you can do it. So that's what I have to say. Like you guys like have an impact even in our organization too, because we were met. He could not stop talking about this Shihan that was like a wizard with the
Probably
bow.
Ishijima Shihan, probably.
Yeah, that's it. It was with an I. He did mention that.
Ishijima, yeah. Well, you know, Kancho under Kaicho, Kancho Okazaki, who's the Kancho now, is a total technician, and of course Ishijima is his protege, Ishijima Shihan, and who's our technical advisor in the world. Ishijima Shihan is, and yeah, they are such technicians, and you know, we'll never be as good as those guys, but you can aspire to that, and you practice, and you know, everyone has different potential, and as long as you're trying to reach your own personal potential, that's the important thing, you know.
It's very important because I mean, like, as you said, it's not just about tournaments. Like, yeah, tournaments are fun and all, but there's other ways about karate, and that's something I've learned too doing the show. Like, as I like when I got my green belt under Shihan Pierre, and then when I started seeing what it means to get my brown belt, it's like, okay, there's other things about this, and that's why, like, you see too now, I'm not just interviewing like elite fighters because those like that runs out very fast. Like, how are you gonna grow the show? How am I gonna grow it? So that's why, like, you know, I'm talking with you three, you know, who are Shihans and experts in your in various ways of kata, of bunkai, of Kihon, or like I also do now the Drew's dojos, which is where I visit dojos and like I interview the students and I interview the Shihans if they're willing to come on camera. But it's like you have to show the backbone of how this community is, because then that's going to make people, it's going to put eyes on the art, because we need to do what BJJ did, like, which is where they became like a success, but we got to do it too with Kyokushin. So that's why I feel I have a duty to do this, what I do. And, you know, especially, who knows, maybe I'm going to come down to Colorado. That's in the plan still. I'm going to come down to Vancouver, and I'm going to come down to Costa Rica, because Shihan Mauricio always like says, oh, you got to come down. Yes, I will. And then I got to see Mara, because that's one of the students I'm friendly with. And yeah, but I'm sure I'll meet everyone else, but Colorado, Vancouver, and Costa Rica are in the plans. I'm going to be invited everywhere at this point. I'm going to just invite myself, probably. I'm just kidding there, but no, it's going to be a world tour, like, but no, it's honestly like I could not have done this without the support of you guys. Like, I mean, as I said, the show doesn't happen without the supporters. And I never, ever say you're a follower. That's just rude, because then it makes it look like I have a cult, and I'm not a cult leader. We've seen how this script plays out. It's supporters, and that's it. I'm just someone doing what I do, and I have good support, and it's much appreciated. So that's why
I really appreciate your effort, because you are voice for all Kyokushin members. Like, it's not just particular style, particular group. You are a voice for everyone. You promote everyone, and that's very good things about you, which I really appreciate.
Thank you.
You're unbiased, and you just promote everyone, and that's really, it's a good platform, and I really appreciate your effort. Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I think. I gotta say one thing though. I'm gonna have to break that rule there a bit unbiased. Yeah, well, here's what just on just a tad where I'm gonna have to bend that. So I was in Japan. I watched the Iranian team fight. Okay, Shihan Hamid. I understand why everybody respects Iran now, because as a second generation Iranian myself, the lightweight that we had, he's no longer with Nakamura. He went elsewhere. His name was Yosef Dolsha. I have never seen a lightweight. Like, I'm sure there's various amazing competitors. The power that this guy had with the pressure, I was like, okay, I understand why Iran is so respected now. And it's amazing to see. They're the nicest people I've ever seen. They didn't speak English to me. They had a translator, but they are so down to earth. Like, the minute I said I'm going to come to Iran, they said, you stay at my place, don't pay for anything. Very hospitable. So I have to really give a shout out to you, because you're Iranian. So I want to really give a shout out to the hospitality and the kindness of the Iran team.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, you're partially Iranian too yourself, right?
I don't speak Farsi. I'm trying to learn it, but it's gonna take time.
Right, right.
But yeah,
you make time and go there. It's I haven't been there for a long time, but yeah, if you can, I'm sure the Kyokushin community they embrace you. Yeah, with open arms. Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's what I want. As for Shihan, Mauricio, my other question for you is, because obviously, you know, so much is going on right now. What's the plan for 2024? Because you said you have a school that's opened, that's Panama's getting active, as you said, Shihan Tom. So what are the plans for Panama exactly? What's going on there? Because Panama is there, you guys trying to put a dojo there? Or just tell me what the expansion plan is for Panama.
Okay, so it's a really fun story. Needs to go back in time in maybe 1997, 1996, between 1996, 1997. This kid, we used to be like, maybe I was like 15 and he was like 16, came as a ushideshi here in Costa Rica with my former teacher. And we got really along. He was from Panama, but he was my senpai then. Okay. And we got really close friends. Then when I started to choose which organization join, when I was starting my own small dojo, he was the first person to support me. Okay. His name is Alex. Now I really love him as a brother. Okay. So maybe this was back in 2008, 2009. So he supported me a lot, and I say, Alex, you should open a dojo in Panama. He said, I don't know if I can. And yes, of course you can. I will help you, and we do it with Kyokushinkan. And then he did it, and he had a really successful dojo in the city of Colón. So you know, Panama, they have the canal. So the two main cities are Panama City, okay, and then Colón, that is on the Caribbean side. So he is on the Caribbean side, okay, and he had a successful dojo. Then COVID came, and then he had to close, and then he had to work on many other things. He had to struggle, like as many dojos, I believe, struggled at that time. And now he's reactivated and bringing some other people. Alex is like my brother, and he's a really strong person. He's been doing karate his whole life. Actually, he lived in Japan like for 6 months, and he was a Nushideshi under Midori Kenji. So the guy has a really strong background of karate. He went to Japan with me once in maybe 2013, 2014. I took him to Japan to meet Kaicho, and yeah, it's an amazing person. So we are reactivating the dojos in Panama. He's coming with many students to the tournament.
Amazing. And he's part of Khan, or he's under his own org?
He's part of Khan.
Okay, good. That's nice. The way to put expansion on there, and that's amazing. And also, is there going to be any plans to go to, say, Brazil or Colombia, or is it a work in progress with those countries?
We have many countries active and really strong.
Oh yeah.
We have a strong person that is helping me a lot in South. His name is Jose Olmeño, and he's in Chile, and he's been helping us with Kyokushinkan, and also Sensei Manuel, that is he's in Chile as well. So I've been traveling to the South since maybe like 3 years ago. Been going to Chile, Uruguay, Bolivia, and yeah, there's a really strong sense of community. And you know, something that I really love about Kyokushinkan, and that this is part of my storytelling as well, is last year in December, I went to Japan by my own, and it was just me. Normally, usually I travel with a lot of students, so I have a lot of work when I'm going with my students. This time I was completely alone, and my friend Taku, Sensei Taku, took me to Fukushima to a small seminar, like a party they have for him, because he took the world championship in kata in Kazakhstan months ago. And I was there in the table. It was full of just Japanese people. Nobody speaks English. Nobody speaks Spanish. And I was sitting there by my own. And then Okazaki Kancho approaches me. And then, you know, every time he approaches you, you're like this. At least me, I'm like this, and I'm get really nervous. And he put his hand in here, and then he said something in Japanese to Taku, and it translates to, "Please be relaxed. I'm really happy you're here, and Kaicho Royama is our dad, and he's the dad of all of us. So please look to me as your very big brother." And you know, that really touched my heart. I almost cried in front of him, because saying something like that, you know, really touched your heart. So Kyokushinkan is like a family, and that's what I believe is our biggest value and strength. Even though sometimes we have different ways of view things, we keep united as a family, and that comes direct from Kaicho. And that's what I believe make us unique. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is really amazing to see how it is family. It's like that too in Nakamura, like where you don't feel as if you're like some number or like you're an associate. It's everybody treats each other equally. And that's what I think how all organizations should strive. Like, yes, it's important to keep traditions, but the philosophy is to enjoy it and have fun, because you're not here for a long time. You're here for a good time, as the saying goes.
Yeah. So regarding your question about growing, yeah, we also believe in growth, but we believe and have a mindset on growing on an ordered manner and organically as well. Okay. So we of course keep our values first, and then of course our technique in order to grow organically. There are some countries we are not there working yet, and of course I have my side on it. We just opened El Salvador last year, and we're trying to look forward to open Ecuador in the near future. So yeah, Brazil is getting active again.
I was going to say we're building Brazil quite nicely right now. We've
Yeah.
got some good dojos down there, good teachers. Yeah, it's exciting.
That's amazing, because Brazil, like, I mean, look, they had the legends like Francisco Fijo, Feitosa, Andrews Nakahara, Yurton Teixeira. I mean, the list goes on. But what about North America too? I mean, like, obviously the US had some. Canada, I feel like we have our dojos in Canada. Like, I mean, there's like Shihan Hamid in Vancouver. There's another one in British Columbia too, I've seen, but I'm not sure whose it is.
We have in British Columbia is me here and two of affiliated dojo. I have one Dawson Creek and one Coquitlam. They are working with me closely, and actually I'm thinking to put them in future as a branch chief, to introduce as a branch chief when they get their third done. So yeah, here in BC we have Montreal, where you are. We have two branches. You know them very well. You know Shihan Sylvie, Shihan Lamar, and Sensei Russo. We have a branch in the New Brunswick.
JJ.
Yeah, JJ and Sensei. JJ is not the branch chief, but he runs his own dojo. JJ Sensei working with our branch chief, Sensei Guy Markey. And then we have in Halifax, Shihan Moji. We have in Manitoba, Sensei Adrian. So these are our groups. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, Ontario is so big. I mean, but Ontario is a hard one. Not hard, but
I have someone in Ontario, in Toronto. It's a female. She immigrated to Canada a year ago. So she contacted me. She's practicing now. We haven't met in person, but she's third dan from other group contacted me. I said, I'm here for you. We are in touch by chatting a couple of times Zoom. But I'm ready for her to get her paper done as a Canadian, because she's on working visa for 3 years. And she is doing karate too, Kyokushin karate too. But, you know, as a branch chief, someone must be a permanent resident in Canada. So waiting for her to finish that part, and we may have in future in Toronto someone. Yeah.
No, that'd be really good. The more schools there are, that's better. That's the most important, regardless of what organization. As long as they're good people. They have the Budo mentality, and they're willing to grow and learn. That's the most important. As I said, I want Kyokushin to be as good, if not better, than Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm nothing bad against Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but if they could do what they did, we could do we could do what they did too. That's how it is. It's just gonna take longer work, but it can work. It can work.
Yeah.
And what's going on in the U.S., Shihan Tom? Like, is there any other plans in the U.S. or still?
We always have plans. We're hosting little seminars here and there. People are coming and training. It's hard to open dojos here because of the expense. So there's a bunch of things. We have a bunch of little dojos. Well, I've got 3 or 4 in Denver alone that are not schools per se. They're not branch chiefs, but they've got little schools where they have 8 students, 10 students. It's very expensive to open a school with the real estate. So a lot of people have them, and like myself, have them in private. I know Sensei Marta's got a private. Sensei Paris now, who moved from Santa Monica, has a private. Doc has a private. So that's 3 right in Denver, right there. That is a bunch of students, but they're small. Bernard's doing great in Colorado Springs. We got Renee's going to Japan next week, Shihan Renee, and he's going to be training for 2 weeks. He's taking his kids there as well. It's good. It's good. It could be better, it could be better. But we just keep trying and keep spreading the word and keep training. I'm hosting just a 4-hour clinic. It's not even a seminar in September for anyone that wants to train, mostly for Colorado. I don't care if you're a judo person. If you want to learn stand-up, you want to get some technique, you're curious about Kyokushin or any other Kyokushin organization in Colorado, it's just 4 hours. People come in. I just had a friend that said, I'm going to fly in from Indiana to do this. It's like, oh, it's only 4 hours. Don't come all the way in.
My students want to go. I'm just saying. My students saw that. Yeah, they saw it and say, Shihana, what about Denver? Are we going? And saying, well, let's talk about it. No, please, let's go. Yes.
Well, then maybe I'll expand it a couple of days, another day or another whatever. But it's just I was doing it just for almost like we were talking, the 4 of us talking today earlier. It's like a lot of people are curious about Kyokushin. They don't really understand it. I had 3 new students that started with me in the last week. And 2 of them they came as a couple, but they've trained and they've done Muay Thai, and one of them is a CrossFit trainer. And they said, well, and one guy's going into not the Secret Service, but the State Department.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I've always been curious about Kyokushin, but I don't want to get my ass kicked. And, he didn't want to get hurt. I said, that's really unfortunate in some ways. It's good in some ways, unfortunate in some ways. That people are reluctant to start Kyokushin because they see the tournament and they think they're going to come in and everybody's just going to beat them up. And of course, that's not the case. We all know that. It's a gradual thing about full contact sparring. It's gradual. And the body condition is gradual. Everything's gradual. But people are afraid when they hear about full contact karate. They think they're going to get thrown into the fire and they're going to get their asses kicked. So that's a hurdle that I think we all have to sort of overcome. And it's a balance of letting them know, yes, this is full contact. As Sosai said, there's no truth without real fighting. But that you don't start beating up someone on the first day. You're not doing full contact in the first day. There's a philosophy to all that. There's a conditioning to all that. And there's a process to all of that. And so once they understand that, and and my new students, they've been with me only a few weeks. They're loving it, and their whole philosophy, their whole mentality has changed. Thinking that, okay, I can do this. Like, of course you can do it. Anyone can do it. And and again, I think it comes down to the teaching and how the teacher explains what we're doing here. And the biggest thing I have to teach most of the younger students, not age group, but the younger students, is patience. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself, because in a lot of in the Western thing with the tournaments and everything, everybody wants to go from here to here. And there's a process to all that, and to learning properly, and to do your body conditioning, and to actually get to the full contact part, which is obviously the fun part for all of us. It takes time, and you can't be going full contact without proper technique, because you're going to get injured. You're going to get kicked in the nuts. You're going to get kicked in the knee. You're going to get punched in the eye. When people want to go, let's just fight. It's like, wait. Not only are you going to get hurt, you're going to hurt somebody else, because this is not the street right now. We're training, and so technique is paramount to going into full contact. that's where the patience comes in.
That's something that I think you and Shihan Pierre share, because Shihan Pierre is extremely, we all know Shihan Pierre has a lot of champions in Kumite, but he'll never rush them. Like, and he had some, like he says, look, he goes, I have some that just get their orange belt and they go, okay, I want to do full contact. And I have to tell them, wait, you have to learn, you have to learn your Kihon. You have to learn how to put the proper stances in, and you have to learn the body conditioning. He goes, because if I throw you into full contact, you're going to quit within a week and then not come back and say, okay, it's not for me. He goes, we're trying to avoid that. We need to build you up. So patience is the key here. We all want to think we're in an action movie or like a movie and all, but it's big difference when you get punched, when you get a liver shot to that liver or a low leg kick and you're not conditioned. I've been a victim of that. So I'm going to preach what Shihan Tom and Shihan Pierre say. Trust the process. Be patient. Don't take it from me, because I have got kicked around so hard. Trust the process. Listen to them.
We all had to learn the hard way, I think. I only say that because I had to learn that way too.
Shihan Pierre wanted me to also pass along to you. I know I said it over text, but he's very fond of the friendship he has with you, even though it's been a while. And he said the one thing that's sad is every time Shihan Tom would be in Montreal, I wouldn't be available because of a tournament or a seminar, but please pass the kind words along that I still want to talk to him. I do plan to message him in the future. He can message me.
He did. He messaged me this morning.
Yes, perfect. Good. But I try to be the messenger, because I was with them on Friday at a surprise birthday party for one of his affiliate school senseis, and we're talking, and then Shihan Lino Gambudo is there. He's like, oh yeah, he goes, I remember Shihan Tom, and he goes, oh, tell him I say hi. So they're very they spoke very fondly of you, and I'm hoping in the future that this is the start of like where you guys, like Shihan Pierre goes to one of your tournaments or vice versa. I can't make any promises, but I'm glad I could be like the facilitator of something, because I'm trying to just unite everyone. That's my goal here.
Yeah, I think we all want the same thing. So it's just an issue of timing and things like that. So
that's life. Anyway, that's adulthood, man. I'm gonna say, guys, this was such a great podcast to do. I'm so happy I got to do it. Like, it got me fired up, and I'm glad I got to do it. All three of you. It could not be Tom and Mauricio or Tom and Hamid. It had to be the three. And I'm very glad you guys took time out of your day. I'm appreciative for it. It felt like I'm not even rusty, even though I'm on summer vacation.
No,
but
you did great, man.
But no, I really want to say once again, thank you so much. Where can people connect with you guys? Because honestly, as I said, plug everything in needed, because this is what the show is for.
Well, I think most people go to Instagram and Facebook pages, and that's the best way. And yeah, I think you can reach Shihan Hamid anywhere, anytime you can, and Shihan Mauricio. We're all pretty much active on social media. But yeah, I just want to sort of talk about Mauricio's tournament, the All Americas tournament, and the Black Belt Magazine thing with Kaicho, and the philosophy of Khan, and I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to express this to everybody. And thank you for everybody for listening and watching. And yeah, we're one big family.
I also thank you, all of you, and especially Andrew, for organizing it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And we welcome everybody in Costa Rica. We need you. We need your help, and we are here for you. You can reach us in social media, any platform, all three of us, and we are here. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I want to thank you again, Andrew, for hosting this. And of course, I will already launch another invitation to please come to Costa Rica. We're going to have a state-of-the-art tournament. Kyokushinkan Royama is going to be here. And it's a beautiful country full of many activities to do, with many flights from all over the world connecting directly here. So please come.
Thank you. Well, yeah, the good news is, like, Shihan Pierre has given me permission, like, to do like because it's Shihan Tom, and he knows like of how good you guys are. So he has given me permission to to always host, and also to like go to the events if it works out economically, because I'd love to come, but it also depends on my work, what I do. But I would love to come. It's never know. If it's not this year, it will be in the future. But I'm always keeping an open door policy, because you never know. Because one day I could just pop in and say, "Hey, I'm coming down finally." So
Shut the shades, lock the door. Drew's here.
Yeah, hide your wife, hide your kids. Drew Zola is here. Oh yeah, when I got to Japan, I just got to say this story because you guys want to know. I went to Japan for the first time in December. I'm just gonna say this. I've been to a few countries in my life. I've been to the U.S. I've been to some European countries. I've been to Israel because I'm Jewish and all. And obviously like you get off at Israel like because I had to explain this to my stepfamily there. Like it's like oh we're in like the Holy Land. Yeah. No, listen. When you get off in Japan and they see that Team Canada or Team USA. And they start saluting you and bowing you. You feel like a Beatle, like an NBA player. They were taking photos with us. Like we had locals recognize us. It was very surreal. So ever since then, I'm going to encourage every single person that does Kyokushin, if you have the chance to go to Japan, even if it's just for a seminar,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Go. Just go. Yes, it will cost money, but the experience is worth it with what you're going to gain from there.
That's what money's for.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, I want to say thank you so much. I will put the episode out. I'm going to wait till after July 10th or so because with the announcement, so I'm out of respect for you guys. Guys, make sure if you like the Drewsperience and you like what I do, make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe button to the Drewsperience. We're on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. Trying to grow the page. It doesn't matter the organization. I will talk to you if you have good intentions and you want to promote and build Kyokushin. So hit that like, share, subscribe button. Yes, I do MMA, but it's mainly Kyokushin. That's my base. So thanks to all, and keep up the great work.
Us.